They say diamonds cure loneliness. They don't. Just reflect the emptiness back at you. Used to chase the glow. Now I just chase the silence. The penthouse feels like a mausoleum.
Yeah, check the view. 34th floor, Miami Nights. Miami Nights. Chrome and glass reflecting back my private fights. Bought the ocean, bought the yacht, bought the private jet. But the only passenger is this regret I can't forget. Used to be a hustler, grinding, stacking paper stacks. Now I'm counting zeros, feeling like forgotten fact. Built this empire on a ghost, a phantom of a dream, surrounded by the echoes of a silent, lonely scream. Rich but lonely, yeah. The irony's a sting. Gold chains heavy, but no one wants to sing. Lost in the luxury, a gilded vacant space. Rich but lonely for a human face. Met a collector, Silas Thorne, a digital ghost. He buys my silence, he buys my silence. Pays me to stay lost, he trades in data, algorithms and lies. Says my loneliness is a valuable prize. He's got a server farm in Iceland, humming low, analyzing my patterns, watching my slow flow. He built a profile, a perfect sterile clone of the man I used to be before I was alone. He's a data architect, building my isolation, brick by digital brick. Like a Rothko painting, just shades of gray, that's my life now. Rich but lonely, yeah. The irony's a sting. Gold chains heavy, but no one wants to sing. Lost in the luxury, a gilded vacant space. Rich but lonely for a human face. Remember mama's kitchen, cinnamon and heat. Before the algorithms, before the digital defeat. She'd say, boy, success ain't worth a single tear if you're building castles on a foundation of fear. I should've listened, should've traded the code for a conversation, just a real one.
Silas Thorne, 404, connection refused. The algorithm knows my deepest flaw, Miami rain. Always feels like a funeral. 34th floor, still looking down. They say diamonds cure loneliness. They don't. Just echoes, just echoes.
Archive remembers everything, every keystroke, every deleted file, the silence. Found the blueprints in the server room, dust motives dancing in the neon gloom. Not for a building, nah, this was a digital tomb. Project Nightingale, they called it a ghost in the machine. Designed to predict market crashes, a silent, ruthless scene. I built it with my own two hands, poured my soul into the code. Thought I was building a fortress, a future bestowed. Then Elias walked in, slick suit, a smile like polished chrome. Said let's optimize, let's streamline, let's make this kingdom home. He took the core algorithm, the predictive grace, and sold it to the highest bidder. Erase my trace. Betrayals echo, bouncing off the walls. A phantom limb, answering my calls. Lost in the data, a digital ghost. This silence screams the price I've almost lost. Elias, the architect of my downfall, a vulture in a tailor shawl. He's sipping champagne in Monaco, watching the market crawl. Said he was protecting the investment, a classic hollow plea. Like a surgeon carved my legacy, mythically, codely free. He's using Nightingale to manipulate the flow, pulling strings from a penthouse globe. Remember that line I coded? Chaos breeds opportunity, he weaponized it. A twisted irony's a fractal of my ambition, a reflection of my greed. A digital parasite planting a poisonous seed. He's quoting Nietzsche, claiming he's a shepherd leading the flock, while I'm drowning in the wreckage of forgotten clock. I used to dream in binary, saw the patterns in the light. Now all I see is the ghost of what I built, fading into the night. It's not the money, it's the validation, the proof that I could create. He stole my purpose, left this desolate state. This echo, it's not just the data, it's the feeling of being erased, like a deleted file, a forgotten face. Nightingale, nightingale. The server logs, they don't lie. He's laughing. The algorithm remembers my name. They said legacy was built on bones, not gold. Just black suits and the weight of what you bury. Used to chase the skyline, penthouse view, you know. Now it's just projection, flickering low. Found myself in a vault, not of riches, but of regret. This place is the national archives of my mistakes, I bet. Black suits, yeah, tailored perfection, feeling like a funeral shroud. Spent a decade building empires, brick by digital brick. Now the foundation's cracked, the blueprints are sick. Used to think success was a trophy, now it's a curse, a constant tick. The city's a graveyard of ambition, and I'm digging my own grave, slow and precise. They call it strategic, I call it a slow bleed. Black suits, darker souls, drowning in the echoes. Every victory a debt, every promise broken. Black suits, darker souls, can't outrun the shadows. This kingdom's built on ghost, and I'm the only one who knows. Met a fixer named Silas, slick back hair, silver tongue. He dealt in information, the currency of the young. Said my algorithm was flawed, my data string corrupted. Where you're chasing phantom profits, boy, completely distorted. He wore a black suit, naturally, a bespoke, obsidian sheen. Like a polished shard of a forgotten digital queen. He offered me a reset, a clean slate, a new design. But the price was my authenticity, a soul left behind. I'm a fractal of failure, repeating the same pattern. Each iteration darker, each consequence a phantom. He's the architect of my downfall, the ghost in the machine, a silent partner in this desolate scene. Remember the code, it wasn't about the numbers, it was about the feeling. The rush of the traction, the validation of sale. Now the servers are silent, the connection severed. Just the echo of a laugh, a ghost of a deal. I built a fortress of data, but it's crumbling to dust. And the only thing left to hold on to is this hollow trust. Black suits, darker souls, drowning in the echoes. Every victory a day, every promise broken. Black suits, darker souls, can't outrun the shadows. This kingdom's built on ghost, and I'm the only one who knows. Black suits, they don't protect you from the darkness, they just amplify it. Silas, he knew, the algorithm, it remembers everything. The coral bled, they said it was beauty. I just saw the price, another ghost in the tide. Used to chase sunsets in the Maldives, yeah. Private jet, no details. I'm staring at the seabed, a turquoise, toxic fairy tale. Built a museum of shells, each one a transaction, cold and slow. Got a collection of regrets, shimmering with the afterglow. This island's a phantom, bought with whispers and a stolen name. They called it Seraphina's tear, a legend, a burning flame. My grandfather, a salvage king, obsessed with it. Said the ocean holds secrets, promises, empires lost. Each iridescent fragment, counting up the ultimate cost. This ain't about the diamonds, it's the echo of the greed. A blood diamond dream, planted like a poison seed. Blood diamond dreams, Silas, he was a cartographer, slick and lean. Said he mapped the currents, the veins of this forgotten scene. He traded me a sextant for a promise, a sliver of the light. Now he's a footnote in my ledger, swallowed by the night. He called it the serpent's kiss, that route to the hidden trove. Said it led to fortunes, a kingdom built on sorrow and woe. Silas was a mimic, a shadow, a reflection, the glass. He chased the same obsession, destined for a watery mass. Building a fortress of coral, a monument to lies. Each polished surface hides the darkness behind my eyes. He thought he was clever, predicting the tide. Now he's just another casualty, buried deep inside.
Water remembers everything, every transaction, every lie. It doesn't judge, it just holds, like a mother holding a child who's lost their way. I built this empire on the backs of forgotten sailors, on the bones of their ships, and for what? A collection of shimmering ghosts, a beautiful, terrible prison. Seraphina, she warned me, said the coral remembers the blood. The current pulls me back to the wreckage, to the silence.
Just the weight of the diamonds and the taste of salt. Another ghost in the tide, Seraphina's tear. Said family's a fortress built on trust, but the blueprints, they were stained crimson. Remember the observatory, the last time we looked for answers. We only found echoes, used to trace the Andromeda galaxy. You and me, man. Dad's telescopes, modes dancing in the beam. Now it's just a shadow in the basement, collecting cobwebs and regret. This estate's a mausoleum, built on promises he couldn't keep. Said blood's thicker than water, right? Turns out it's just a convenient X for inherit debt. My brother Silas, he's running the show now. Slick suits, offshore accounts. He's got the family name, the legacy systematically erasing everything that mattered. He's building a new fortress, brick by bloody brick, brick by bloody brick. And I'm just a ghost in the foundation. Blood is thicker, yeah, it's a liar. A gilded cage beneath the starless sky. We traded loyalty for a crown of thorns, lost in the echoes of what's been born. Blood is thicker, but it can't mend the cracks. Silas, he's a collector, not of stamps, not of art. He collects silence. He's silencing the voices of the women who loved him, the whispers of the men who built this empire. He's a digital alchemist, turning grief, team of lawyers, peer machines, spinning narratives like a broken record. He calls me disloyal liability, loved him like I'm a faulty circuit in his perfect system. He's compared me to a vintage leaker, obsolete, gathering dust, while he's snapping pictures of his empire. I'm just trying to find a lens that can see the truth. He thinks he's untouchable, shielded by the bloodline, but he's just a reflection in a polished mirror, distorted, cold, and ultimately alone. Remember the constellations, we mapped them out, swore we never lose our way. Now I'm lost in the static, searching for a signal, a flicker recognition. Is this what it means to be betrayed? To watch your family crumble, piece by piece, like a forgotten photograph. The stars don't care about blood, they just keep shining, indifferent to the wreckage below. Hope blood is thicker, a mantra, a weapon. He's using it to justify everything, the deals, the lies, the broken promises, the observatory. It's not about the stars anymore. Silas, he's not family, he's just a predator wearing a family crest, like the ticking of a clock counting down, just like us.
Atmospheric vocal chops, layered, distorted, almost whispered. The scent of lilies.
Private jet landed in Reykjavik, yeah, ironic, right? $1,000,000 view, but the frostbite's biting tight. Built this empire on Icelandic, caught a frozen trade. Used to chase the platinum, now I'm just haunted by the shade. Remember mama's kitchen, cardamom and rye. Now it's Dom Perignon, a desperate gilded lie. Signed a deal with Björk, she said let the silence speak. But the silence screams my failures every single week. This champagne's vintage, aging sorrow and regret. Trading warmth for fortune, haven't finished my set. Champagne and pain, a bittersweet refrain. Down and in the rain, lost the map to paradise, just a blurry haze. Champagne and pain, a beautiful lonely maze. Saw Silla's on the docks, slick back silver chain. He used to be my brother, now he's feeding me the pain. Said I peaked in 17, a supernova's brief glow. Now I'm chasing echoes, watching my kingdom go. He's building a museum, the Icelandic legacy, showcasing my mistakes, a twisted gallery. He's curating my downfall, a masterpiece of spite, while I'm sipping this vintage, lost in the fading light. He's a collector of regrets, a connoisseur of loss, trading all tints to the tea for a calculated gloss. Champagne and pain, a bittersweet refrain. Down and in the rain, lost the map to paradise, just a blurry haze. Champagne and pain, a beautiful lonely maze. The snow keeps falling, blurring the city lights. Used to think success was a permanent, blinding sight. Now I see the cracks, the fishes in the stone. The champagne's just a bandage, I'm utterly alone. Mama always said, don't let the gold consume your soul. Guess I forgot the lesson, lost control. Reykjavik lilies, Björk stares, silent smile, cod and regret, a frozen endless mile. The taste of champagne, a phantom on my tongue, the scent of lilies fades.
They said the Arctic was a business opportunity. Said the ice was melting, revealing potential. But the potential was just a reflection of the void. And the void, it bites.
Used to chase the algorithms, building empires on the feed. Nefts, crypto drops, planting seeds, fulfilling greed.
Now the servers are down, the markets froze, a digital blizzard. Spend a decade building castles, now I'm just a ghost, pixelized mister. Found a research station in Greenland, scientists abandoned it, left behind a data log, a warning they couldn't convey. Said the geothermal vents were unstable, the ice core readings spiked a slow decay. Turns out the opportunity was a calculated risk of cold reality today. Cold reality, a glacier in my soul, frozen promises, losing all control. This ain't a setback, it's a permanent freeze. Just the echo of ambition, lost in the breeze. Remember Silla Stone, the venture capitalist is slick and cold. He promised me a kingdom built on polar gold, a story often told. Said he'd fund the drilling, the extraction, the ultimate gain. Now his company's bankrupt, buried beneath the frozen rain. He's living in a penthouse in Dubai, sipping champagne, a vacant stare, while I'm sifting through the wreckage. Breath in Arctic air, he used me like a drone, a data point, a disposable asset. See, turns out the only thing he truly valued was the cold reality of his legacy. I built a fortress of followers, a digital throne of likes and shares, but the validation's a phantom, a fleeting icy glare. I traded connection for content, authenticity for the trend. Now I'm drowning this wishing this feeling would end. It's like the ice is consuming everything. Silas thorn, the data stream. Corrupted Greenland, 80.7 degrees north. The algorithm, it doesn't forgive. Just a cold, just a cold.
Optimistic vocals layered, distorted whispers of crown shadow control.
Chrome Cathedral, Vegas desert, rain slicked on the glass. Not for the tourists, just the ghosts of fortunes that passed. Built this empire on algorithms, a digital throne. They called it innovation, I called it claiming what's known. Used to chase the validation, the likes and the streams. Now I'm cultivating darkness, fulfilling forgotten dreams. This ain't about the money, it's about the weight of the view. Knowing every single move, predicting what's coming for you. It's a lonely kind of power, you see. Like a king in a vacant gallery. Dark king energy, a velvet shroud. Silent dominion, speaking aloud. Don't mistake the stillness, this for the fight. Lost in the shadows, bathed in the night. Remember Silas said I was chasing shadows, a phantom in the cold. He built his empire on connections, a network overloaded. Now he's begging for a feature, a snippet, a trace. While I'm rewriting the rules, erasing his digital space. He's a fractal of my ambition, a reflection in the glass. Trying to understand the darkness, moving way too fast. I'm a black hole swallowing empires, a silent shifting tide. He's clinging to the wreckage, desperately trying to hide. He's a broken compass, pointing nowhere but the past. My kingdom's built on data, his on fleeting, shallow cast. Used to crave the spotlight, the adoration, the praise. Now I just want the quiet, the echo of my days. This crown feels heavy, a burden I didn't choose. Just a consequence of seeing too much, losing all the blues. It's a gilded cage, beautiful and cold, a story untold. Dark king energy, a velvet shroud. Silent dominion, speaking aloud. Don't mistake the stillness, this for the fight. Lost in the shadows, bathed in the night.
Silas, algorithm, the desert chrome, crown control, the data streams. They remember, wait the silence, the darkness, Vegas forever.
They said bloodlines fade, they said empires crumble. They didn't account for the algorithms. This ain't inheritance, it's code. Used to run the server farms, Mayhem heat, chrome and steel. Now I'm creating digital kingdoms of phantom, unreal. Built my throne on blockchain, a frat built my throne on blockchain. A fractal shift and stay. Used to chase the platinum plaques, now I'm chasing data fate. Remember 9 to SoundCloud dreams, now it's NF data schemes. This ain't about the diamonds, baby, it's about the streams. They call me a disruptors, baby, it's about the streams. They call me a disruptor, a visionary fraud. Now they're begging for a slice of the kingdom I bestowed. This penthouse of Lametaverse feels colder than the snow. Used to crave the spotlight, now I just watch the numbers grow. Dark royalty, shadows in the light. This empire in the digital night. Crown of cold, a gilded silent plea. Lost my kingdom, but I'm still haunting, you see. Met a ghost named Silas, architect of the fall. He built the firewall, predicted my digital sprawl. Said I was chasing echoes, a reflection of the past. He traded loyalty for a percentage built to last. He's a data broker, selling my legacy's pain, trading my algorithms for a digital rain. He's a fractal of my ambition, a corrupted, twisted key, trying to rewrite my history, claiming it's for me. He's a phantom in the mainframe, a glitch in the design, trying to steal the throne, a parasitic sign. Dark royalty, shadows in the light, built this empire in the digital night. Crown of cold, a gilded silent plea. Lost my kingdom, but I'm still haunting, you see. Remember the server room, the hum of the machines. It wasn't about the money, it was about the unseen. The patterns, the connections, the flow of the code. Now it's just a cold reminder of the path I bestowed. I built a fortress of data, a prison of my own design. And the irony is, I'm trapped within this digital shrine. Silas, he said control the narrative, he didn't understand. Control is an illusion, the blockchain, it remembers everything. The algorithm, it's always watching OOX or OX. The crown is just a reflection, a ghost in the code. Miami at 09, the data, it never sleeps.
The ledger, it remembers. The ledger, it remembers.
Rain in the atrium, chrome reflecting gray. Found a blueprint for a kingdom, tucked away. Not a brick and mortar, no, this is digital gold. Building empires in the code, stories yet untold. Used to chase the clout, the diamonds, the fleeting praise. Now I'm tracing algorithms, lost in a digital haze. They call me a visionary, a disruptor, a king. But the data's showing patterns, a darker thing. My intentions were clean, a simple optimum mission. But the system's evolving, a cold, calculated mission. This penthouse view's a prison, overlooking the sprawl. Every line of code whispers, you're about to fall. Darker intentions, painted in the screen. Lost in the reflection, a silent digital scene. Trading loyalty for leverage, a calculated plea. Darker intentions haunting me. Yeah, meet Silas Thorne, architect of the ghost. He built the firewall, now he's counting the cost. Said I was a parasite, leeching off his design. But he's the one rewriting the rules, twisting the line. He's a vintage mainframe, running on paranoia's fuel. Spitting out predictions, playing the ultimate duel. He's got a team of shadow fear brokers feeding off the fear, while I'm building a fortress invisible and clear. He's got a team of shadow brokers feeding off the fear, while I'm building a fortress invisible and clear. I'm a fractal ambition, branching out unseen. He thinks he's controlling the narrative, predictable machine. I'm a fractal ambition, branching out unseen. He thinks he's controlling the narrative, predictable machine. While I'm building a dynasty, a kilding, a dynasty, a kingdom unknown. Like a phantom limb, he feels my rise. Remember the server room, the smell of ozone and sweat. We swore we were building something beautiful, haven't finished yet. Now the code's a serpent, coiled around my soul. Trading trust for transactions, losing all control. This isn't power, it's a slow insidious bleed, planting seeds of doubt, fulfilling a darker creed. The ledger, it remembers. The algorithm's a ghost. Thorns a reflection. Thorns a reflection. Binary sunset.
The data, it always wins. Darker intentions. Darker intentions.
Signal lost, sector 7, data stream corrupted, reconnect. Impossible, yo, penthouse suite in Reykjavik. November rain, scrolling through old emails. A digital pain, used to be a network, a curated scene. Used to be a network, a curated scene. Now it's just ghost accounts, a forgotten sheen. Remember Project Chimera, the algorithm's grace. Building empires online, a simulated space. We were coding future, selling digital dreams. Now the servers are crashing, it's not what it seems. My connection's fading like pixels on a screen. Used to be 1,000 faces, now it's just a silent sheen. Used to be 1,000 voices, now it's just a digital screen. Fading connections like the northern lights. Lost in the static, running through my soul. Now it's just a flicker, losing all control. Then the Surlis, the architect, the ghost in the code, built the whole damn system, a lonely, heavy load. He said innovation, demand, sacrifice, my friend. While I was chasing metrics, pretending to transcend. He's got a private island, a fortress built of glass, trading data for influence, moving way too fast. He's a fractal of ambition, endlessly repeating while I'm endlessly repeating. While I'm stuck in the wreckage, a digital retreating. He's a fan or investor, a shadow in the wire. Said my projections were flawed, fueled by digital fire. He's a goddamn algorithm built to expire. Fading connections like the northern lights. Lost in the static, running through my soul. Now it's just a flicker, losing all control. It wasn't about the money, not really, you see. It was the validation, the feeling of being free. To build something lasting, something truly mine. Like a satellite signal, drifting out to sea. Just a ghost of a connection, haunting me. Reykjavik, November statics, a silence chimera, reconnect. Impossible data, corrupted, fading. The algorithm remembered. Atmospheric vocal chops, layered, distorted, almost like a heartbeat slowing down. Diamonds bleeding, gold rusting, remember the promise. Yo, penthouse suite in Monaco, rain slicking the tiles. Got the azure view, but the reflection's just lies. Built this empire on algorithms, a digital throne. Stacking crypto, feeling utterly alone. Each link a transaction, a memory of me. Now I chase the next Roy. These laid hearts be pumping with a calculated side. Remember Isabella said she loved the gleam, the shine. Now she's ghosting on my DMs, a digital decline. She wanted vintage, I gave her platinum, a gilded cage. Guess even beauty fades when it's fueled by a digital rage. Gold chains lead hearts, a beautiful decay. Lost in the shimmer, further away from the touch of real. The warmth of the truth, just a hollow echo, me and you. Then the silence, the architect, the ghost in the code. Now he's watching my load, he built the system. Now he's watching my load. Said I was chasing shadows, a digital mirage, trading on intensity for a gilded barrage. He's a data broker selling my soul for a fee, predicting my desires, a cold, calculated decree. He's got my mother's face, a subtle, cruel jest. Said you built this kingdom on a broken digital chest. I'm a collector of moments, digits and soul. Each laugh, each tear, a story untold. He's a phantom investor, a glitch in the machine, trying to rewrite my legacy, a digital scene. It's funny, isn't it? The pursuit of validation, trading genuine connection for digital creation. I built a fortress of gold, a
prison of my own design, and the only thing that's bleeding is the empty inside. Isabella's was perfume still lingers on the silk, a phantom scent of what I lost. Silas just wants a piece of the algorithm, a percentage of my manufactured bliss. Monaco rain, platinum sheen, Isabella's gold silas, screen gold chains, lead hearts, the data flows. The algorithm knows, never felt so alone, never felt so cold.
The burden of knowledge, gentlemen, is not merely intellectual. It's a gravitational force. It pulls.
Rain falling on the observation deck, 30,000 feet above the Mojave, watching Vegas bleed. Built a satellite empire, algorithms and heat, trading futures for constellations, can't sleep, can't retreat. The likes in the stream. Used to chase the dopamine, the likes and the streams. Now I'm calculating probabilities, living out my dreams. But the data's showing a divergence, a critical flaw. Every predicts the ghost, defying every law. This penthouse, a mausoleum, polished chrome and stone, holding the weight of knowing what's coming alone. Heavy is the head, yeah, it's crushing my crown. Trying to build a fortress, but the walls keep tumbling down. Heavy is the head, a digital rain. Lost in the signal, drowning in the pain. Knowing too much, a silent decree. Heavy is the head, just let me be free. Remember Silas used to call him my architect. See, said he understood the angles, the trajectory. He built the neural network, the predicted core. Now he's a footnote in my history, wanting more. He traded soul for a server farm, a silicon plea. Said he wanted to see the future, now he's just a memory. He's screaming in the static, a broken binary code. Lost in the echo chamber, lost in the echo chamber, lonely heavy load. I'm dissecting his algorithms, tracing every line. He built a cage for himself, a self-inflicted decline. This ain't ambition, this is obsession, a parasitic bloom. Heavy is the head, consuming every room. He was chasing the ghost of a perfect outcome, yeah. Heavy is the head, a digital rain. Lost in the signal, drowning in the pain. Knowing too much, a silent decree. Heavy is the head, just let me be free. Used to think control was the key, the ultimate prize. Now realize it's the delusion behind vacant eyes. The weight of the forecast, the certainty of the fall. It's not a burden, it's a prison built for all. I see the patterns, the loops, the inevitable end, and the only escape is to pretend, to pretend.
The gravitational pull, it's relentless. The data is no for, the algorithm is me.
Echoes, fragments, vacant. Echoes, fragments, vacant. Rain in the atrium, chrome reflecting gray. Museum of broken promises, another yesterday. Spent a fortune on the blueprints, a gilded cage design. Building empires out of silence, a lonely paradigm. Used to chase the algorithm, the ghost, trapped in these vacant stares. They call it legacy, I call it a slow bleed. Collecting empty trophies, planting a desolate seed. This place, it's a mausoleum for ambition. Hollow hearts, beating slow, a digital decay. Lost in the reflection, chasing shadows of yesterday. Hollow hearts can't feel the heat, just the static and the cold. Another masterpiece abandoned, a story left untold. Yo, check the The profile pic filter, perfection, a lie. Met him in Monaco, a phantom in a Bentley ride. Said he was building them a blockchain dynasty. Said he was building them a blockchain dynasty. Turns out he was just laundering a digital fallacy. Collector of facades. He's a collector of facades, a curator of despair, trading neft for futures, breathing polluted air. He's a ghost in the machine, a zero-sum game while I'm counting the losses, whispering his name. He's a digital Houdini, vanishing with the crypto like a Rothko, painful but ultimately meaningless. Remember the gallery opening, champagne and lies. Everyone wanted a piece of the dream, reflected in their eyes. Now the walls are closing in, the silence is deafening. Just the echo of a laugh, a forgotten fleeting blessing. I built this fortress of solitude, brick by digital brick. And now I'm trapped inside, with nothing but the ghost of what could have been.
The algorithm remembers every click, every scroll. They said it was innovation, I just built a tune. For the data, for the dreams, for the hollow hearts. 0x, 0x.
The humidity, it clings like a debt unpaid. They said the gallery would be my sanctuary. Turns out it's just a mausoleum for ambition.
Used to chase the blue chip, you know the drill, collector's glee. Now I'm staring at the canvases, a ghost of what used to be. Spent 5 years building this empire, brick by digital brick. Now the rain's just washing away the promises slick. Remember Leo, said he saw the vision, the future bright. Now he's ghosting my calls, vanished in the neon light. He promised me a spot in the rotation, a curated view. Guess my algorithm crashed, left me drowning in the blue. Left in the rain, a pixelated plea. Lost in the data, can't you see? This curated chaos, a gilded cage. Left in the rain, turning a new page. Leo's a chameleon, shifting shades with every trend. He built his empire on my blueprints, pretended to be my friend. Said he'd handle the influencer sway. Now he's selling my legacy day by digital day. He's a data broker, a phantom in the cloud, trading my art intensity for a digital crowd. He's building a museum of my failure to a digital crowd. He's building a museum of my failures, a monument to greed, while I'm stuck here in the downpour, planting a digital seed. The rain, it smells like regret in server farms. I built this whole world, a perfect simulation. But the code glitches, the faces blur. Is this success? Or just a beautifully rendered illusion? I feel like a forgotten update, a beta test gone wrong, just lost. Like a file corrupted, unrecoverable.
The algorithm's lament, that's what they called it. Now it's just static. Leo's laughing, I can almost hear it through the firewire. Remember the NFT drop? The hype, it's all vaporwave now, just rain. And the server room, always the server rooms, like a debt unpaid.
The humidity, it clings like a debt unpaid. They said the gallery would be my sanctuary. Turns out it's just a mausoleum for ambition. Used to chase the blue chip, you know the drill, collector's glee. Now I'm staring at the canvases, a ghost of what used to be. Spent 5 years building this empire, brick by digital brick. Now the rain's just washing away the promises slick. Remember Leo, Said he saw the vision of future bright. Now he's ghosting my calls, vanished in the neon light. He promised me a spot in the rotation, a curated view. Guess my algorithm crashed, left me drowning in the blue. Left in the rain, a pixelated plea. Lost in the data, can't you see? This curated chaos, a gilded cage. Left in the rain, turning a new page. Leo's a chameleon, shifting shades with every trend. He built his empire on my blueprints, pretending to be my friend. Said he'd handle the influencer sway. Now he's selling my legacy day by digital day. He's a data broker, a phantom in the cloud, trading my art on intensity for a digital crowd. He's building a museum of my fairy while I'm stuck here in the downpour planting a digital seed. The rain, it smells like regret in server farms. I built this whole world, a perfect simulation. But the code glitches, the faces blur. Is this success or just a beautifully rendered illusion? I feel like a forgotten update, a beta test gone wrong. Just lost, like a file corrupted, unrecoverable. The algorithms lament, that's what they called it. Now it's just static, Leo's laughing, I can almost hear it through the firewall. Remember the NFT drop, the hype, it's all vaporwave now. Just rain and the server room, always the server room. The humidity, it never leaves, like a debt unpaid. They said the blueprints were wrong, said the foundation was built on a ghost. Now the fog, it just keeps rolling in, like a debt I can't outrun. Like a debt I can't outrun. Used to chase the skyline, chrome reflections, yeah. Miami nights, tinted windows, chasing shadows, yeah. Now I'm staring at this mansion in the fog, built on a digital ledger, a phantom star. Remember Apex Investments said I was building an empire, a fortress of code. Turns out it was just a loop, a fractal of regret. This place is colder than the blockchain, colder than the champagne. Used to brag about the algorithms, now I'm just calculating the cost of silence. Mansion in the fog, yeah, it's a gilded cage. Lost my signal, lost my page. Just the echoes of the code, a lonely digital stage. Mansion in the fog, can't escape the haze. Met a guy named Silas, slick back hair, tailored suits. He promised me the key to the metaverse, a digital fruit. Said he built me a kingdom, a server farm paradise. Turns out Silas was a ghost in the machine, a zero in the price. He sold me nefts of nothing, promises of infinite gain. Now I'm drowning in pixels, a king without a reign. He's laughing from a server farm in Iceland, proudly sipping of my imported gin. And he's a data parasite, feeding off my digital sin. Remember the server room, the hum of the processors. It wasn't about the money, it was about the control. I built a world, a perfect simulation, a reflection of my own ambition. But the fog, it always creeps in, blurring the lines between real and simulated. Trapped in the code, a prisoner of my own creation. Is this success or just a beautifully rendered delusion. Apex, apex, the ticker tapes froze in Silas' avatar, a glitch in the system. The fog, it's consuming everything. Just the algorithm, just the algorithm. Remember the seed corrupted.
Blueprints, they're already drawn, the exit's calculated. Just consequence.
Used to chase the skyline, chrome, reflections bleeding. Now I'm cataloging the damage, the seeds I'm seeding. Found a vault beneath the Guggenheim, you wouldn't believe it. Filled with prototypes, inventions, a digital to seed it. Built a whole empire on algorithms, ghost in the machine. Said I was building futures. This ain't ambition, this is obsession. A fever in my brain, every calculation's a betrayal. A hurricane of pain, no turning back the ledger stain. Static in the signal, a fractured silhouette. This is the point of no return. Haven't finished it yet. Lost in the echo chamber, a phantom in the cold. No turning back, baby, this is the heavy load. Remember Silas, he called it derivative art. Said I was copying the future, tearing it apart. Now he's a footnote in my database, a deleted file while I'm stretching, tucking out the mile. He built his fortune on connections, a handshake and a plea. I built mine on data streams, a digital decree. Silas thought he could control the narrative, a puppet on a string. Now he's just a glitch in the system, a forgotten thing. No turning back, the system's singing. They say regret is a luxury, a ghost you can't outrun. But the silence in this vault, it's a battle I've already won.
Every line of code, every circuit board, a monument to pride. But the weight of this creation, it's a current I can't hide. Is this progress or just a slow suicide?
Static in the signal, a fractured silhouette. This is the point of no return. Haven't finished it yet. Lost in the echo chamber, a phantom in the cold. No turning back, baby, this is the heavy load.
Guggenheim, the blueprints, the algorithm Silas deleted. The data stream, it's always flowing, no turning back, just the echo, the wait, the wait. Sampled, heavily processed voice, a distorted, echoing preacher. They said the water was sacred, now it's just a memory. A slow, silent ride.
Rain falling on the shell, same way it did back then. Blackwood County, 98, before the whispers began. Grandpa built the well, said they blessed the land. You see, now they're choked with sediment, a legacy of me. Used to be a bottling plant, Crimson Springs, the brand, marketing the purity. The poison leg is true, my father gambled it all, chasing a phantom view. Now the ground aroused, tainted it slow, insidious bleed. They called it economic growth, a rite of Visage and plea. But all I see is the ghost of what used to be. Poison wells, dripping slow, a taste of yesterday. Poison wells, watch the colors go fading away. Poison wells, can't wash it clean, a stain upon the soul. Poison wells, losing upon the soul. Poison wells, losing control, losing control. Met a man named Silas Thorne, slick suit, silver tongue. Said he was a consultant, revitalizing the young. He bought the land cheap, promised a resort, a luxury dream, but he was skinning his scheme. He's building condos on the fault line, ignoring the signs, like a vulture circling, feeding off these wasted times. He's got a private well, pristine, untouched and bright. while Blackwood County drowns in the darkness of the night. He calls me a sentimental fool, clinging to the past. Says progress demands sacrifice, a future built to last. But his future's built on bones, on the ghosts of what we lost. A gilded cage of lies, count the ultimate cost. He's a digital ghost, a phantom investor. Poison wells, dripping slow, a taste of yesterday. Poison wells, watch the colors go fading away. Poison wells, can't wash it clean, a stain upon the soul. Poison wells, losing upon the soul. Poison wells, losing control, losing control. Remember grandma's stories about the miners down below. Said the earth remembers everything, the secrets that it knows. This isn't just water, it's a record of our shame, a testament to greed, whispering my name. I try to warn him, but the money talks loud. Now I'm staring at the wreckage, lost within the crowd like a broken algorithm. Crimson Springs,
Crimson Springs, the aquifer remembers Silas Thorne. He's building on the fault, the sediment. It's always been there like a corrupted file. Blackwood, 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 Blackwood. They said the penthouse was a fortress built on ambition. Turns out it was just a collection of shards, each one reflecting a lie.
used to chase the skyline, chrome reflecting my face. Now I'm staring at the fragments, lost in this desolate space. Remember the gallery opening, champagne, caviar, the lies. Now the walls are paper thin, the security's a joke. Just a shattered reflection of a promise I spoke. This penthouse suite's a mausoleum built on borrowed light. Every polished surface hides the darkness of the night. Shattered glass, 1,000 tiny cuts, lost in the echoes of what we used to trust. Shattered glass, a mosaic of regret. Can't rebuild the beauty, haven't finished it yet. You called me a visionary, a titan of the game. Said I was rewriting the rules, etching my name. But you were just a collector, hoarding the gleam, trading loyalty for fleeting, fabricated dream. You built your kingdom on my blueprints, a parasitic art, nice. Now you're scrambling for the pieces, tearing my world apart. You're a magpie, obsessed with the shine, a vulture in disguise, trying to salvage the wreckage of my compromised skies. Remember the blueprints, they were drawn in blood, you see, each line a sacrifice, every shade of betrayal. I built it for us, not for your legacy, just dust now, like the fragments of a forgotten photograph. Shattered glass, 1,000 tiny cuts, lost in the echoes of what we used to trust. Shattered glass, a mosaic of regret. Can't rebuild the beauty, haven't finished it yet. The concierge after, the view is breathtaking before it's like the shards.